Breeders, 1986 sci-fi horror film, delivers the 3 Bs in abundance.
Whatever's going on, it's coming from underneath this city.
The invasion has begun. But these aliens don't want a phone home. They don't even want to control the Earth. What these aliens want are women.
We found some kind of matter on the women that we can't analyze.
And not just any woman.
Until this happened, each one of them has been a virgin. Corinza was raped and mutilated. Ted's disappeared and they think he might have done it. And all you can think of is that the detective was cute.
Breeders. If you haven't been able to get a date lately. Breeders.
Greetings, fiends. Today we're looking at the sci-fi horror movie Breeders, directed by Tim Kincaid, starring Teresa Farley, Lance Lumen, and Francis Sherman. Breeders' plot. The Manhattan General Hospital has admitted a string of young women who have been attacked by something otherworldly. The perpetrator only attacks women who are virgins. Dr. Pace and Detective Andreotti work together to try to isolate the strange organic material found on the victims, and to try to locate the fiend. Soon, the victims begin arising in a trance and leaving the hospital by an underground passage where their fate awaits them. Breeders delivers the 3 Bs: beast, breasts, blood. The old Don Dohler mantra, echoed by many a B-movie genre filmmaker, is once again brought to life by director Tim Kincaid in Breeders. As a matter of fact, the abundance of TNA in Breeders is almost comical and puts many a grindhouse sci-fi horror film to shame. One of our heroine hotties is a model, and during a break from photos, everyone leaves for lunch except her. She quickly zips her clothes off and starts exercising in the buff for a few minutes before her horrific and rather gooey encounter with the beast of Breeders. Later on, she gets up from her hospital bed in a kind of trance, takes her clothes off, and proceeds to walk slowly to her destination, reminiscent of the lovely Matilda May walking around au naturel in the film Life Force. See my previous video on that one. This action is repeated with a few of the other babes in Breeders, and they all end up quite naked and writhing around in a pool of goo in the catacombs beneath the hospital. The countdown to terror has begun.
The signal's getting stronger now. It won't be long.
Come quick! The monster done ate my pappy!
Do you really think this was a bear, Doc?
Highly unlikely.
First man on Mars. Once he was human.
There's something shiny in the rock. This is really starting to sting.
Now a bloodthirsty monster, killing and devouring the young, and not so innocent.
Let's take a look at this, huh?
I'm gonna blast the thing back to hell.
Oh, shit.
First man on Mars.
You mean there's aliens out here? Shit, I don't want to get ducted and anal.
This film is not rated. Breeders Beastie. There is plenty of blood and gory makeup effects in Breeders, but I never could figure out the creature. You never see it very well, and the few shots of his head reminds me of the Fly from the 1956 original film. That being said, there is another creature who attacks our main protagonist, and this thing is weird looking, and I mean that in a good way. Check this out. Director Tim Kincaid. Breeders director Tim Kincaid also brought us such classic schlockers as The Occultist from 1988, Riot on 42nd Street from 1987, Mutant Hunt from 1987, Robot Holocaust from 1987, and Bad Girls Dormitory in 1986. Breeders' taglines: they're gonna love you till you're dead. Anything this hideous must be stopped from breeding. Breeders, they get under your skin. The model, the actress, the reporter, the nurse, all beautiful, all chosen to be breeders. Breeders Review of the Year. Here's one of the best reviews from a viewer about Breeders who manages to sum it all up in a few amusing paragraphs. Quote, Breeders almost makes it into that truly rare category of a movie that's so bad it's actually entertaining. But not quite. Aliens are looking for virgins to impregnate. Why do they need virgins? Who knows? But New York City in the 1980s is definitely the wrong place to look for them. Of course, if there was anything virginal about the actresses they cast in this movie, they probably wouldn't have been cast in this movie. But even the pristine credentials of the characters they play seem pretty suspect. One girl is a coke-snorting model, a group well known for chastity. Another does her aerobics in the nude. Obviously, her extreme shyness would explain her intact maidenhood. You get the idea. This is the unlikeliest group of virgins to ever appear outside of an adult movie. But besides the, quote, virgins, unquote, you have the detective who doesn't look like he's old enough to shave, and the aliens who usually disguise themselves as random human males, probably because their rubbery suits are totally unconvincing. The dialogue is absolutely atrocious, especially the hilarious way everybody makes a long, dramatic pause before uttering the word virgin. Many professional reviewers have pointed out how tasteless the climactic scene is, where all these naked women writhe around in some viscous alien fluid. Well, if you have any taste to begin with, you wouldn't watch this movie long enough to get to that scene. If this movie was just a little more sleazy, it would be an adult flick, and this scene would be a great big, well, you get the idea. This movie isn't as good as the similar Humanoids from the Deep, but at least the director didn't try to claim that Roger Corman or somebody went back and added all of the gratuitous sex and nudity. This one would have been a 5-minute short without it, and he's not kidding, folks. I'd only recommend this movie to sick perverts who enjoy completely tasteless, morally indefensible trash. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Unquote. I hope you enjoyed this look at Breeders. As always, please like and subscribe. Thank you.